A great life can't be lived alone. We need meaningful relationships. And people who want a great life, they also want great relationships, and they're willing to do the work it takes to make their relationships great. I'm Jeff Lovell. I'm an expert guide and coach to authentic living. I help successful creative founders and executives live a life they love with the people they love while still accomplishing your most important work. When it comes to building meaningful relationships, one of the first questions we have to ask is, well, what's it like to be on the other side of you in your relationships? What do you bring to the table? What's it like to be in a relationship with someone like you? And one of the tools we use is a tool called the Support Challenge Matrix. This tool helps us answer the question, what's it like to be on the other side of you in all of your different kinds of relationships? The Support Challenge Matrix is just that. It maps out how good we are at support and how good we are at challenge. When we talk about support, we're talking about, are you understanding? Are you empathetic? Are you encouraging? Are you helpful with people? When we talk about challenge, we talk about, are you good at setting boundaries and expectations? Are you cleared? Do you push? Do you drive people to the best version of themselves? And so then we map out, well, how good are you at each of those things? Are you highly supportive? Are you highly challenging? If so, then we put you in that top right quadrant. That's where we all want to be. This is the best place to be in our relationships because we're giving people the full measure of support and challenge. It feels like you're really fighting for their highest possible good when you're in this quadrant. And when you're up here, here's what you do. What it's like to be on the other side of you is that it feels liberating. You liberate others when you're up here. You set them free to be the best version of themselves. But the trick is that none of us are natural liberators. We give us a green color because it's life-giving. We all want to be around people who are life-giving. Think about the people in your world that you've been around. It's great to be around them. It's not just because they support you. It's actually because they also make you better. And it's not just because they're always pushing you, but because they kind of encourage you along the way as well, right? So they liberate you. But again, none of us are natural liberators. We have other tendencies. Some people their natural tendency is to be really good at support. They are understanding, they are empathetic, they are encouraging, they are helpful, they are giving you the resources that you need all the time. That feels great, except for that over time, you kind of don't become your best. You're not getting the challenge you need. So what it really ends up feeling like over time is that this person is protecting you. They're not allowing you to face the challenges or to deal with the hard things or to get clear on the things that matter most. We give this a gold color. It's kind of like pee in the pool. It's warm and a little bit subtle at first, but toxic over time because it ultimately doesn't bring life. It doesn't help you get better. Some of us are natural protectors. This is our tendency. We're really good at support, but we're not so good at challenge. Maybe that's you. Other people, they're really good at challenge. They know how to make things clear. They know how to make a direct ask. They know how to push or to get more out of people. So that's great, except for there's not enough encouragement to come along with it. There's not enough support and help and structure to be provided for it. And so what it feels like to be on the other side of that relationship, well, this person is always dominating you. Maybe your tendency is to dominate, to feel like, it's colored red because it's like blood in the water. It's like the sharks are attacking. They're just waiting for you to get it wrong so that they can clear things up for you. So we all have a tendency. None of us are natural liberators. Some of us are good at support. Others are good at challenge. The question is, what's it like to be on the other side of you? Sometimes we actually kind of give up. We don't even want to do support or challenge. Maybe there's a relationship at work or an employee that you're just kind of tired of dealing with or a situation that you don't want to put energy into anymore. And then it just becomes a little bit lifeless. And that is when we abdicate. We abdicate in those relationships. Now, here's the thing. We can all do all of these things at any given point in time. Maybe in your relationship with yourself, you tend to dominate. You're really hard on yourself. You never give yourself a break. Maybe with your kids, you tend to be liberating. Maybe with your spouse, you tend to protect. Or maybe there's that employee at work where you abdicate. So on any given day, you could do any of these things. But if we want meaningful, long-term, lasting relationships, we've got to ask ourselves the question, what's it like to be on the other side of me in all of these different areas? And to ask yourself today, well, as I think about those most important relationships in my life, how can I move towards liberating? If your natural tendency is to protect, we're not saying, well, be less supportive. We say, no, keep being that amazing, supportive person that you are. But what if we could learn how to bring challenge? What if you could learn how to set clear expectations? What if you could learn how to create boundaries? What if you could learn how to ask a challenging question along the way? That would make you a more liberating person. You would help bring out the best in other people. If maybe your tendency is to be a natural dominator, we're not saying lighten up on the challenge. We're saying, no, keep challenging us. You help make us better. What we want to encourage you to do, though, is to start learning how to bring support. People know that you can push them, but do they know that you care about them? Can you be empathetic? Can you be understanding? Can you give them the resources they need to succeed in the way that you imagine them being able to do? So the question for you today is where do you fall on the support challenge matrix? What's it like to be on the other side of you? And to think about it in the different relationships in your life. If you want a great life, it's got to include great and meaningful relationships. And one step is knowing what it's like to be on the other side of you in each of those areas of your life. And learn to move towards being an intentional liberator in each one of your relationships. This is part of the work that we do in the Great Life Project. If you'd like to learn more about that, take time to schedule a call on my website or leave a comment below, and we'll be in touch soon.